Okay, I am going to upload this first try, no editing, no nothing whatsoever. So this video could end up being absolutely abysmal. Wish me luck, boys. Confidence is everything. If you aren't confident within yourself, think of anything that you want to get out of life. You might want to be wealthy, you might want to be happy, you might want to be kind, you might want to change the world. If you're not confident, you can't do these things. So I've whittled down my top 10 most confident tips that you could possibly need in your life, and I'm going to try and do it in under 10 minutes. 10 tips, 1 minute per tip. Wish me luck. And before I start the clock, and I'll have to find a clock, I want to just make the point. When I was younger, I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, now known as ASD, autistic spectrum disorder. Now, that's a whole different conversation about what that actually is and whether we misdiagnose things. For me, it was actually childhood trauma that took a very sensitive person and put me along. But the point is, I couldn't look people in the eye. I was so unconfident. I got bullied all the time. And there are many videos of me, even up to my early 20s, where I'm in an interview for a TV show or whatever it is, and I'm just a little bit awkward and a little bit shaky. And it took me a long time to even get to that point where I could even speak to people. And now I feel like I could dance naked in front of you guys right now if I wasn't worried about getting in trouble with the police and if I don't want to insult your eyes. Okay, 10 minutes, 10 tips. Wish me luck. Take notes. Number 1, authenticity is the key to success. If you aren't true to who you are, the feedback you get for who you are isn't going to be true. If you pretend to be X, but you're actually X minus 6, then that 6 is going to be the feedback that you're getting that's incorrect. So if you want to be a confident person, you have to look inside and be like, who am I? Now I'm going to try and express that. I'm going to try and express it how I speak, how I dress, how I interact with people. That is the key, not just to confidence, to so many other things, but to confidence if you want to have people love you for who you are and feel good about yourself in a truly internal way, not just faking it Andrew Tate style, then you have to understand who you are and express that in a beautiful and authentic and unique way. 2, health is everything. And I'm talking physical health, I'm talking mental health, and I'm talking spiritual health, or if you're not into that type of word, you can call it, the subconscious health, the psyche. If you are physically healthy, you just got an aura. You just got a vibration that comes out of you. If you have a good diet, if you have good exercise, people will look at you and they'll feel, oh, okay, that's a healthy person. Now, we're biologically wired to be attracted to health, both romantically but also socially. So if you can be healthy, not only physically, but then also mentally, not feeding yourself with absolute nonsense all the time, not getting bogged down with negativity and self-hate or hating other people or jealousy or anger, all these things. And if you can do it spiritually or whatever that means to you, you're just going to have an energy that comes out of you that people are going to look at you and go, wow. And every time somebody looks at you and goes, wow, that's them feeding this bubble of energy of who you are. And that will help you become a lot more confident. Number 3, articulate and funny as a killer combo is what I've got written down. That's what I've literally only got the titles of each one. So really wish me luck for all of these. To be articulate and to be funny at the same time means you can be placed in any situation whatsoever as long as there is a conversation to be had, and you can trust yourself to be the person that's going to come out looking good, or is going to come out being themselves and is going to come out having a good time whilst they do it. To be articulate isn't an easy process. Some people are naturally more pointed towards that type of being. Some people have the proclivity to be more artistic and a little bit more, metaphorical, and it's difficult for them to get their words out. Some people are just hardcore, like, this is my words, I'm very German, I'm very articulate, I choose the correct word for each one. You kind of want a mixture of both to be truly articulate. If you look at the best communicators in the world, I'm not going to name them because I don't have time, they often have a mixture of both of these two things. And so how do you practice being articulate? You practice. You just go out and talk to people. You debate people. You do public speaking. How do you practice being funny? Watch comedies. Be around funny people. Laugh. Try and find the humor in everything. I'm running out of time. Number 4, learn to detach identity from a situation. There are so many people that because they're like, oh, I really need to score this beautiful woman, and if I don't, then I'm, the inner story in their head is like, I'm no longer worthy. I'm not worthy of love if this beautiful person doesn't love me. If you can remove yourself from that drama, that human drama that's saying, I am only worthy if I win this conversation. I am only worthy if I win this poker tournament. I'm a poker player if you don't know that. I'm only worthy if I succeed in this interview. And you can remove yourself from that and just see it as a human drama, that your worth doesn't change up and down based on these tiny minutiae. Then you're going to be playing a game instead of playing the highest stakes game possible that makes everybody super nervous and shaky. Number 5, say no. If you are a people pleaser, which is quite a lot of people in modern Western society, learn to say no. Hey, do you mind if you do this for me? No, I really don't want to. You don't have to be rude about it. You don't have to be an asshole about it. You just learn to say no. You can call it a sacred no. Some of the spiritual nonsense people call it that every now and again. This is my sacred no. It's their way of trying to people please, but at the same time have boundaries. But just have boundaries and be like, hey, do you want? Someone's like, hey, do you want to come out with me tonight? And you just feel like, ah, man. I instantly want to say yes because I want to feel appreciated. I want to feel like I'm wanted. I don't want to let somebody down. But look inside of yourself. Is there something I'd rather be doing right now? Could I perhaps have more fun or have a more meaningful time if I were to do something else? You have to understand yourself, and this is why authenticity is a big thing, to be able to say no in the right circumstances, because you might think that you mean yes, but actually deeper down you mean no. Number 6, I think I'm ahead of time. This is nice. Become a monk. If you aren't happy being by yourself, then people feel that. If you can't be somebody that is joyful while spending a ton of time by themselves in nature, or even in an apartment, or even in an empty, dark space, then you're going to be somebody that's reliant on other people. That doesn't mean you have to go sit in a mountain for 30 days or put yourself in solitary confinement. It just means that you have to be the kind of person that you wake up and you don't feel, oh, I have to be with my girlfriend, I have to be with my family, I have to be with my friends. Become a monk. Become somebody that can be so joyful for the mere existence of life that then it doesn't matter if you want to be around other people or not. It's a bonus. It can be a bonus, but it's also such a beautiful thing. And if you respect your own sacred space, if you respect spending time with yourself, other people will start to respect that too. Number 7, I've got written down: sing, dance, shout, and express emotions. If you can't be the person that can express themselves fully, you're not confident. If you can't get up and sing, get up and dance, get up and shout, get out of your comfort zone and into a bigger comfort zone and express your emotions, I'm sad, I'm angry, or whatever it is, you don't need to be harmful or toxic about it, just be able to express it. I forgot how I began that sentence. You have to be able to do all of these things. And singing is a normal part of being human. And in a lot of modern society, people just don't do it because it's weird. It's seen as strange. Dancing, another thing. It's like being in the flow of the music of the universe is something that we've been doing. It's in our DNA, but people don't do it because it makes them stand out in crowds. Shouting, if you go to places like Nigeria, everybody's shouting just for the hell of it. But in Western societies, people often associate loudness with toxicity and anger, and they've got trauma around shouting from before they even remember things, from their fathers yelling at their mother or whatever it is. Learn how to do that. Express your emotions. If you're feeling sad, you don't have to express it to everybody, but find a person, whether it's yourself, whether it's your mother, whether it's your friend or your loved ones. Find somebody that you can express, this is why I'm feeling sad. And that is true authenticity, and that is true confidence, to be yourself even in the vulnerable moments. Expose yourself to your fears willingly. Now, a lot of people speak about this, but this is something I've done since a young age. I was scared of heights, so I went up high. I was scared of things looming over me, so I went and sat and meditated before I knew what meditation was, under a cliff. I was scared of public speaking, so I did a bunch of public speaking. Twitch was actually the best thing for me. I realized I was scared of going up to people, and as soon as I had that realization, I just went up to somebody and asked them about their book on the tube, and I was terrified. But I did it again and again. I was so scared of dancing. The thought of dancing would make my body freeze up. But now I can, I started just doing it by myself, then in front of other people, then to raves, and then the ecstatic dances, and then on like the tube or something like that, which is tough, by the way. But I built up that exposure therapy, and it's really powerful. 9, pay attention to the inner stories that you have about yourself and rewrite them. So if you're somebody that says, I'm an introvert, no, you're not an introvert, you're not an extrovert. Introversion and extroversion, it's fine to have them at certain points in your life, but you need to be able to be extroverted sometimes and introverted other times. You call it an ambivert, call it labels, are kind of nonsense. Are you telling yourself, I'm a sad person? Are you telling yourself like, oh, I'm a little bit of a loser, oh, I'm a little bit dumb, things like this. I fall privy to calling myself dumb all the time. And if you have these negative stories, just pay attention. You don't need to write diaries and be like, I am beautiful, I am this. You can do that. I've seen people have great success. But just rewrite those stories and be like, actually, I'm going to stop saying these things, because the more you iterate, it's like a mantra. The more you say something positive about yourself, the more you learn to believe it. We only have one more after this. I think it's going pretty well. Number 10, meditate and take control of your mind instead of giving the reins to other people. So what does that mean? It means go inwards. It means pay attention to all of these little things that have been happening, because you're a unique smorgasbord of all of these interactions and all of the relationships you've ever had in your life. You have to understand what's going on in your mind, and the way to do that is through meditation. There's 1,000 different ways to meditate. There are so many different schools of thought. You can see a little Buddha statue behind me. That Zen Buddhist meditation for me is the most powerful, because it really helps me find my alignment, helps me find the nothingness. But you can find so many different ways to do it. But if you're giving this idea of who you are to other people, if you're giving your mind to other people, you're letting them choose how you feel in any given time, you can't be truly confident. If somebody has the capacity to make you feel awful, you are a slave to them. And it's something that's not easy to really understand on an internal level, because of course we get affected by how other people speak about us and think about us. But actually, you can train yourself to become less and less and less bothered by it, to the point where you're just above it. And it doesn't matter if the whole world thinks you're an asshole. It doesn't matter if the whole world thinks you're evil. If you know within yourself, and that doesn't mean stop listening to people. Of course, you take on feedback. We're not going to be perfect. But if you know in yourself who you are, the whole world could call you an awful thing, and you'd just be like, you're wrong. It doesn't matter. So that was it. That was my 10 keys to confidence. I think I managed it in about 10 and a half minutes or something like that. I think it went pretty well. And it's something that I've been spending a lot of time on this YouTube channel speaking about poker. And I've been a little bit fearful, I realized, of expressing other parts of my life because of all of the hatred that I've got in the past. And I realized that even though I wasn't fearful anymore, the pattern, the habit of not speaking about other parts of my life was still kind of there. And also I've decided to take my personal life kind of offline, because for various reasons, I'm a father now, and I don't want anybody using my daughter as a weapon against me when I go into the charitable or political space. But that doesn't mean I can't speak about these overarching topics. So tell me if you enjoyed it. Tell me if any of these resonate with you. Tell me if any of them don't resonate with you. Tell me if you would add any to the things, and let me know how far you are on your confidence journey. Beautiful people. See you next time. Peace.